Hello, welcome to the Healing Pool magazine podcast. I have with me here my very distinguished guest, Dr. Richard Bandler, the co-creator of Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Welcome, Richard. Thank you very much for agreeing to do this interview.
It's my pleasure. This grand pause of ours has given me the opportunity to talk to a lot of people I don't normally talk to. It's actually quite refreshing.
So I have some questions for you. The process of healing is a binary thing, as you once mentioned in the Healing Pool magazine. You either get better or you don't. Do you think this time of strangeness has taken its toll on most people?
Well, I think it's gone both ways. A lot of people have got corona's fatigue, which means they don't have the disease. They're just tired of being locked away and weren't very prepared for it. Depending upon where you are in the country, there are various degrees of lockdown. There are some people that have sitting around imagining themselves suffering from the disease and dying, and their friends dying, and their relatives getting infected. And so they're in essence making their life more worse than it needs to be. And there are some people that I talk to that just look at this as a refreshing opportunity to learn some new things, finish projects. I've been working on books, writing music, doing art. I don't get a lot of time off, and doing these podcasts and Q&As and Zoom meetings has given me a chance to connect with entirely different audiences. I talked to 13,000 people in Brazil with a Portuguese translator the other night, and I probably wouldn't have done that if I was busy at London teaching workshops. So, the thing that you have to do is people either get better or they don't stay the same. They either get better or they get worse, both mentally and physically. Anybody who exercises regularly, who's ever missed it for a month, knows exactly what I'm talking about. You're either getting stronger or you're getting weaker. You're either getting smarter or you're getting dumber. So it's really worth our while to not spend our mental energy figuring out how bad things could get. Instead, we should look at this as an opportunity to reorganize a little bit and build stronger businesses so that when we come back, we can't have the rug pulled out from us again.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that one. Sometimes it's a struggle for some people to actually switch over into the positive, but they do eventually.
Some people, it's not a struggle. They don't even visit.
They don't even visit. That's right. Okay, so my next question is, with fewer people venturing outside, do you think phobias are on the increase?
Well, certain kinds, certainly. I don't think people are developing a lot. I think probably agoraphobia is on the rise. Certainly germophobia is on the rise. Probably the phobia of clowns has decreased. It's just one of those things. And I think in our country, with all this rioting and statue killing and all this nonsense going on, that a lot of people, it's really fueled their fears. That when they start talking about taking away large amounts of the police department's funding, of course, radicals really like that idea, but they don't think about the consequences on, small families and people that need protection and people who are going to dial 911 and all those things. That people are fatigued from being locked up, and any chance to get out of the house. Even in this upscale neighborhood I live in, they put on shorts and sunblock and masks and walked up and down the street for 3 or 4 miles with little signs. But it looked more like a party than a protest. And I think a lot of it is that people just want to go outside. And there are a lot of people that are frustrated about the way they've been treated by the police. But I think they're the minority of the people that are actually being listened to and heard. And I think, the solution to this is in body cams and better supervisors and better training and better selection and recruiting and stricter enforcement of violations. any policeman that has a whole lot of violations. And we don't need to make people more paranoid about the police. We need to make them look forward to meeting the police. And if the more we get along and treat each other well, the safer we're all going to be. People in law enforcement need the community, and the community need them as well. And I think that people have become overly paranoid over the years because of the bad apples in the barrel. And really what you do is throw away the bad apples and keep the good ones and fill the barrel up. That's a better approach to those things. In terms of people being afraid to go outside and afraid they're going to get the virus, I think that's on the rise. I don't know that I would call it a phobia, but definitely the level of paranoia has risen. I go to the supermarket and some people have no mask on, and some people get within 15 feet of you and start screaming.
Yes.
So I see it outside, even where I live.
Excellent. Well, I think I try to stay normal. I use my skills to, at first I was very jumpy, but then I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to go out today and be normal, and other people are going to go round me, and I just say it's okay.
When I wrote the book, The Secrets of Being Happy, almost a third of it is about research that proves definitively, that was done by medical scientists, that the more cheerful you are, the happier you are, the more resilient you are to disease, the better your immune system works, the better you recover from disease, surgery, and everything else. So our state of consciousness really influences. Stress makes us less immune, but happiness actually increases our immunity. So the better attitude we have, the stronger our immune systems will be. And that's a good thing. So being happy and, doing our best and being cheerful is good for us. And we should all make an effort to have the best attitude we can with ourselves and all the people that we encounter. Certainly at the supermarket, they put up little plastic things so we don't spit on each other. I think that's a wonderful idea. They're now cleaning airplanes. I think that's a wonderful idea. They should have been doing it all along. And people are being more careful. And, some young people are not. And but they have more resilient immune systems than old people like me.
And also I like the idea of the hand sanitizers being more available as well.
Well, I'm not a big fan of hand sanitizer, to tell you the truth. I actually bring Clorox wipes with me, wear gloves and wipe my gloves off with Clorox things. That a lot of hand sanitizer is a lot of other stuff in there that absorbs into your skin and can be overused. Small amounts of it, not so bad, but a lot of people are using too much of it, and there's been research done that proves that this may not be as good for you. But we don't want to get sick a different way. We want to not get sick.
Right.
And, we want to stay as healthy as possible. And one of my grandsons was putting hand sanitizer on his hand every 10 minutes. And I had to take it away from him and read the label to see what was in it. Because some of them are a little more toxic than others.
Right, yes, I've heard that myself, actually. Okay, so what do you think will be the result of learning in lockdown in terms of how people look after their health? What sort of things do you think people will be more conscious of?
Well, I think they'll be more conscious of touching other people. And there's an upside and a downside to that. We have to ultimately build immunity, whether it's done through vaccines or herd immunity or whatever. You can't beat a good immune system. And if we don't strengthen our immune systems, there's going to be some other coronavirus that mutates around the planet. Coronavirus is not new. It's just the shape of it. And even if you read a bottle of Clorox wipes, it says on the side of it, coronavirus 10 years ago. It's this particular coronavirus that happens to be particularly viral and contagious. But if you look at the stats, the number of people dying is going down. Numerically, it may go up because more people have been infected in one place or another. But the percentage of people, because if you increase testing, you're going to find more cases. That's all there is to it. If we increase the number of IQ tests, we'll increase the number of morons that we know about. And that our ability to look at these things and make good decisions about them is the important thing. We have to keep our economy alive, otherwise we're all going to be in trouble. We need to get our kids back to school one way or another, because they're not doing as well off of computers as they do in classrooms. And they're not getting lunches, and there are all kinds of byproducts of not keeping a vibrant, alive society. And, you know, we can't run and hide from everything forever. And, you know, there's always been diseases. The flu comes through every year and kills people in the United States. And we never closed the United States down. This looked like it was going to be particularly worse, so people made judgment calls. But again, they gave governors a list of employment, and they went and checked, yes, this, no, that. You know, Walmart stays open, but a clothing store is shut, and you know, the barber couldn't be open, and the facial salon couldn't be open. And then these people couldn't pay their mortgages, and the landlords, you know, got in trouble with the banks. And, you know, it's all, our society is based on money moving in a circle. It's not that there's X amount of money and we all divided it up. It's that money has to move through a lot of people in the course of a year to keep the economy vibrant. And part of the health of all of us is being in a vibrant economy, in a vibrant society. It is the fuel of freedom. And it's the fuel, especially in our society, of upward mobility. And upward mobility is not just based on education, it's based on tenacity and resilience. And what we need to learn from this is not how to hide, but how to become as resilient as we can cautiously.